I know this was advertised to end at 9 o'clock, but when I'm looking at the questions, and I think we're going to be just rehashing a whole lot of stuff that we've already heard. There are interesting questions, very complicated questions about, asking about percentages of the district's revenue coming from different sources, and I think that's, maybe difficult. So I'm going to ask a final question here and then give everybody time for their closing statements. But could each of you address what you think is specific to your qualifications to be a member of the board, the Coastside Fire Protection District Board? What qualifies you to be a member of the board? And let's start with, let's see, Doug McIntosh.
Number of years I've been here already, seeing how things have worked. Number of organizations, especially the JPA, that deals with paramedic services in the coast, and my close work with them and being serving as president there. Medical service is of a major importance to me. I started out when I was a sophomore in high school working in emergency medicine. I've experienced what it's like to be out there on a box, 45 minutes out from a hospital with nothing but your hands to work with, and trying to get your patient that is critical to that hospital still alive. I've watched the tremendous change that's taken place in medical services over the years, and it is a very near and dear consideration of mine. And when it's 85% of our job, I think it's a #1 priority for the fire service.
Thank you. Ms. Anderson.
Well, first and foremost, I think, is that I understand that the fire board is beholden to the voters who elected them, and it behooves them to listen to the voters and take the voters' say into consideration when they make any decision at all. And I intend to do that. That has been my big selling point in this. I want community input, okay? I also happen to have already administered a multi-million-dollar contract for the County of San Diego Health Services with the UCSD Medical Center. I both negotiated the contract and oversaw the contract. And I caught every time that they were trying to sneak somebody in that didn't belong to be covered under the contract. So that's what I think qualifies me.
Thank you. And Mr. McCusick.
Well, okay. The last couple days of walking my precinct would have given me new ideas for this answer. And that's, I'm qualified to be on this board because I'm going to represent the people, not the unions over the hill in San Mateo. I'm going to represent the people that live in El Granada, people that live in Moss Beach, people that live in Montero. They deserve the decent, outstanding service from CAL FIRE. I'm not going to participate in the handing over of all these jobs to these guys over the hill and the embarrassing, graceless sending of CAL FIRE away. These guys are working for peanuts. They're doing a great job, and they've given 5 years of their lives to us. And remember that. And this is an urgency matter to recall these 3 gentlemen because they have no restraint whatsoever. They're dug for every possible excuse, and they're marching. They're going to close CAL FIRE if they're left in place.
Thank you. Mr. Alfano, your qualifications.
I think the main qualification for me is born and raised here, but the big one is I came to this board without an opinion. I didn't run on a promise. I wasn't supported by a union, even though CAL FIRE's union tried to contribute to a campaign that I luckily ran unopposed. Unopposed. There's a reason for this. This is a mess, okay? But I sat on this board for a year trying to figure it all out. And after a year, I was appointed by Ginny McShane and Gary Burke, and as well as Doug McIntosh. And now these 2 board members that I don't agree with their politics, they want to recall me off this board? Funded by a union that's not doing their job? It's not right. The community now has to pay $130,000 for this single item special election when guess what? In November, there's a board majority election for 3. Talk about a waste of money. Talk about outside money, Sacramento Union money, controlling our local politics. So my qualifications are huge. I can probably tell you about 15 or 20 different committees I'm on, but the big ones for me are having a local business here too, and having local employees, big to me.
Thank you. And finally, Mr. Riddell.
Well, I've lived here for 54 years. I've been on the Montero and that Coastside board for 10 years. I've got 25 years experience in the fire service. I'm familiar with how the JPA works in the county, the greater alarm plan, how that works in the county. I know how the training through the state fire marshal, those classes, which are pretty standardized throughout the state, and most fire departments operate and take those classes and meet those standards. CAL FIRE is not one of them. And you know, I have family and friends here. I've lived here 54 years. I'm not going anywhere. What the decisions I make here are not only going to impact me, but my family and friends and everybody that lives here. I think I have a commitment and a tie to the community, and I'm going to do what's best. And I've spent the majority of my adult life protecting life and property, and I'm going to continue to do so.
Thank you.